When it comes to seaside destinations, there's one location that attracts us Brits more than anywhere else on the planet.
With gorgeous climate, stunning coastline and rich history, it's no surprise that we flock to the shores of the Mediterranean.
Bordered by Europe, Africa and Asia, this sea in the middle of the land has a coastline stretching 28,000 miles and attracts a staggering 1/3 of the world's international tourists.
But there's more to the Med than holidays. It's a place people love to call home. Can you imagine waking up with a view like that every single day?
On my journey around this diverse region, I'll explore the fascinating architecture.
What an amazing place. I mean, the coast is beautiful.
Get hands-on to experience life as a local.
Why are there all these supercars in Monaco and you can only go 30 miles an hour?
50 kilometres per hour.
And meet the lucky people with truly amazing homes by the Med.
I'm noticing a rather finely located hammock.
You've actually got to book a spot for it in the summer months.
This week, I'm in the south of Spain and the package holiday paradise of the Costa del Sol, where modernist masterpieces frame incredible views.
This is the crown and glory of the house, isn't it?
Rambling hilltop hideaways are pretty in pink. And glamorous villas embrace this energetic stretch of the Med.
That's a pretty astonishing view from a pool, isn't it?
Yes.
This
amazing.
is the view of the Costa del Sol, definitely.
Yeah.
Up until the 1960s, this was just another rather beautiful piece of the Andalusian coastline. And then, with the boom in mass market tourism, it got renamed the Costa del Sol. And while it is a marketing campaign adventure, the Coast of Sun has stuck because that thing shines most of the time.
Tourists flock to its endless beaches from all over the world. But that's just one aspect of its many charms. And seduced by its stunning vistas and relaxed culture, many end up staying here for good. The Costa del Sol stretches for around 100 miles. Its coastline is peppered with resorts whose names are synonymous with package holidays. I'm arriving on the Coast of Sun on Los Cifros, a sleek vessel named after the mythical Greek god of wind. I'm breezing into the popular resort of Benalmádena, just south of Torremolinos. It's a place where high-rise hotels sprawl along the shore. And high-end yachts pack its marina.
Very interesting and actually slightly conflicting bit of coastline, this, the Costa del Sol. Because on one hand it has lots of natural beauty, but on the other hand it is a perfect example of rampant overdevelopment. But if you see beyond that and actually step away from the coast, you can still find beautiful little villages and unspoilt landscape. It's just a matter of looking.
I'm on the Costa del Sol, a stretch of Spanish coastline alive with gorgeous landscapes and breathtaking views. Successive empires, Roman, Moors and Christians, have all built fine monuments here. A treat for anyone seeking pleasures beyond the modern tourist's headlong rush for the sun, which often begins here in Malaga.
Now, most people just use it as a place to fly in and out of. But if you take the time to explore, you will be richly rewarded. because things like this lurk in amongst its streets. Now, this is a Roman theatre, and behind it, what an amazing backdrop. That is a Moorish castle. It is like a little microcosm of Mediterranean history.
Wander its cobbled streets and the city's architectural heritage continues to delight, especially La Manquita, Malaga's Renaissance cathedral. In its shadow amongst the Baroque buildings of Plaza del Obispo, I'm meeting retired surgeon David Jackson and his wife Louise.
Malaga's a very intriguing city, isn't it? Because in a way, it's sort of tarred with the same brush as the whole Costa del Sol, but it is a very historic and very cultured place, isn't it?
It is. It actually has changed tremendously in the last 5 years, but certainly 15 years.
Yeah, it's gone through a renaissance, really, in the last 5 years.
And what is it about this place that you really like?
Everything. I like it. I like the size. It's small enough to be able to walk all over without a car.
It's really manageable, yeah.
Very manageable.
There's always something happening. It's amazing when you live here. There's theatre, there's culture, there's always something going on to entertain one, so...
Louise spent her childhood in Spain, while David, who's originally from Salford, has been coming here for 40 years. So when it came to finding his dream home by the Med, he knew exactly where to look. His search led him a short drive south of the city to Rancho Domingo, and to a villa deemed so architecturally important, it's now protected by the Spanish government. With its low-profile structure, shallow sloping roofs with distinctive overhangs and elongated windows, this house was influenced by the prairie houses of legendary American architect Frank Lloyd Wright. This stunning house was the centerpiece of an exclusive 1960s development designed to tempt Hollywood stars away from the madness of Beverly Hills to what was peace and tranquility here. And I'm quickly under its spell.
Gosh, there's a real contrast, isn't there, to the outside and the inside, whereas it looks quite traditional from the outside, but in here you know that this is a sort of an early modernist interior.
Mm-hmm.
It is. That was the whole idea behind it. It was in Frank Lloyd Wright's era of the ranch-style housing, and his philosophy is you must be able to see volume and never extension. So what you don't find in his house is a great long corridor with very large rooms leading off it. You don't do that. So you have one large space like this, but you can't see any other rooms in here apart from through that door.
So exploring and unfolding as you move through it rather than
That's
sort
right,
of
yeah.
one hit.
And natural light as well.
Wright was a pioneer of open-plan design. He used large windows with the addition of higher clerestory windows to connect inside and out, and utilized impressive fireplaces to create a central focal point. His influence is clearly evident here, writ large in brick and stone.
The bricks were obtained from a mosque outside Córdoba.
This paintwork that you see on the odd brick,
That's right, yeah.
that's part of the sort of the fresco decoration from
That's correct, yes, it is, yeah.
For a house of such fine pedigree, there's an interior to match. Marble floors from Greece and Portugal have replaced the original rough, bare brick. Onyx, shipped in from Pakistan, creates an exuberant bathroom, while the former rustic bedroom has been totally transformed.
It's big, isn't it? It is clearly luxurious, but the house still is the star to my eyes.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's
Yes.
what you've been trying to do.
Absolutely, not taking away the character.
And what about the decor inside? Who's in charge of that area?
David is, like, as you can tell, a very colourful person.
Yes.
So his house was full of colour.
Was it?
A lot of colours, purples and blues and greens. And we're still working on pieces because we've got very different taste. So I think at the end he's decided that he just lets me get
One
on
has
with
to
it.
harmonise, you know?
Yes.
What Louise and David have orchestrated here is a 4-bed villa that exudes classic, luxurious living. Warm hues of teak, bird walnut and oak opulently combine with carefully selected antique furniture. Head outside to the terrace, and it's the scenery that steals the show.
That's a great view from a pool, isn't it?
Yes, it's absolutely
Amazing.
stunning. Awesome, as my son would say.
When you say awesome,
He'd say awesome.
that's fantastic, though.
It's panoramas like this that lured hotshots from Hollywood to Rancho Domingo, including legendary screenwriter Dale Wasserman, who penned the classic Man from La Mancha. It's a place that boasts everything the stars of 60s Tinseltown could desire.
This
Amazing.
is the view of the Costa del Sol, definitely.
Yes.
Blue pool, blue skies, blue Mediterranean.
I suppose because they built the house here first, they had the pick of the spots, didn't they?
They
They
did.
did indeed, yeah.
With its whiff of Hollywood glamour, this mansion harks back to a golden age before mass tourism and cheaper properties saw the huge urbanisation of the Costa del Sol. But before I leave, I'm keen to see if David and Louise would have written the script any other way.
How do you feel that when you came here there was nothing and now you look out on all of that? Is that a sort of a bittersweet sensation?
Yeah, it is really, because, you know, life's changed, the development's gone on all over the place here, and of course it's crammed up, but with it has come a much more modern Spain.
And I think that development is what's given us expats or the tourist who comes that quality that maybe wouldn't have been there had it remained that rural, unbuilt place, which beautiful to look at but impractical to live in.
The narrative